Well, hello again, and welcome to another one of my podcasts. Uh, it's down to earth, but heavenly minded. Uh, Today, I'd like to talk to you about a book that it's an old book. In fact, here, let me just the wrong one here. Okay, there it is, right here. It's an old book. It's called Things That Differ, and it's by C.R. Stam. And I'd like to maybe read a little bit from this book. Just be, it's because what happened was I was on Facebook. I belong to a group. It's called Dispensational Theology, and a fella posted on there. I'm trying to think what his name was. Daryl. I think it was Daryl. Yeah, Daryl Budd. I think it was. Anyway, he mentioned this book, and he says that it changed his life, and he says he really enjoyed the book when he read it, and I told him I just so happens that I had that book, and I put it in the church library, chapel library, and yesterday I was at the chapel, and I did an interview with Al Raymer, and uh, when I got to the chapel, there was a cart full of books. They were cleaning the library out and trying to, we got so many books that we have to thin it out once in a while. And they had this book on the cart, and I grabbed it, and there was one thing that kind of jumped out at me in the beginning of the book, and I remember reading this. But you know how you forget things over time. But it talked about what is really dispensationalism, and what it what it says in the book really makes a lot of sense. A lot of people think that it's a period of time, and really it's not. If you go back into the Greek and read the Greek word that we get dispensation from, it's actually it means exactly what it means. It means to dispense. It's kind of like we got a dispensary, or when you dispense medications, like from a drugstore, a pharmacy. That's really what the word means. It means dispense. And sometimes these dispensations are conducted on a particular day of the week, or period of time. Now, it isn't the period of time that's uh, at the root of the meaning. It's the actual dispensing of it. And in the case of the Bible, it's God dispensing uh, things at certain times. Yeah, time is involved, but it's not. Time is not the at at the root of it. Here's a better way of putting it. During the days of Moses, God had Moses dispense the law to the Israelites. In the New Testament, when God touched Paul, I should say Saul, and called him Paul, and Paul went around dispensing God's grace. So it's actually God's dealing with men, what he dispenses to men at the time. And that's really what a dispensation is. So I just thought that interesting when I start reading through this book. It says, while the principle of God has to do with his character, his nature, his dispensation of God concerns his dealings with those under him, especially with man. So next time you think about dispensation, and when we start talking about dispensationalism and dispensational theology, it sounds like a big word and hard to understand, but really what it is, it's God's dealing with mankind, what he's dispensing at that time. And we know that back in the Old Testament, when Moses came on the scene, it was dispensing the law. But nowadays, God is dispensing his grace to man. So I just thought I'd like to share that with you this morning. I know it's not a whole lot, but I got it all from this book, Things That Differ. And it's a good book if you can lay your hands on it. I mean, you can still find copies of it around, and God is still dealing with men. So it would probably be a good book I would recommend to read if you can get a hold of it. So, with that said, I am just going to end my podcast and have a great day. Till next time.